Welcome back to the Quick and Dirty on Startups with me, Taylor J. Today, we are going to be diving in using no-code tools to build your MVP. So you've got your idea, you've put it down on paper, you've told all your friends and family, but how do I build the thing? Previously, in this step, you would go and you would be looking for a developer to build your MVP or your minimum viable product. But with the rise of no-code tools meets AI, the possibilities that are out there for you to build something yourself are increasing every day. And remember, your MVP is your first product, not your final product. So at this stage, if you have the opportunity to save time and save money, you should go for it. So today, I'm going to show you how to go from idea to working MVP with a new tool called Base44. Now, I'm not affiliated with Base44 in any way. I have been playing around with it for the last couple of days after learning about them. They were recently acquired by Wix, so you know it's the real deal. Now, I'm going to caveat this video with saying that without having a developer background and basic understanding of how databases and frameworks and coding languages, how all of that works in general, you're probably going to have a more difficult time getting your MVP stood up. But don't worry, I have all the hacks to fast track that so you don't have to spend any time studying and you can get your product launched quickly and working how you want it to. So what is Base44? It is essentially just an LLM. You'll put prompts into it and it will build your app in the preview window next to your chat window. It has a super great user interface and really has a lot of powerful features that are included in it, but you can definitely start playing around for free. If you're building a more simple app, you may be able to get all that done with the $20 a month plan, but with the $50 a month plan, I had all the features and everything that I needed to get my app built. Ready? Let's start building. Okay, welcome to Base44. This is the welcome screen that you will be greeted with, and we are just going to go ahead and jump right in. So the app that I want to build today is going to be a collaboration tool for myself and my founder to use so that we can add tasks into it and have those tasks sorted, categorized, and put into like a daily task reminder. This thing may exist, but for the purpose of this exercise, I want to build it myself and deploy it and see if it can help us with our productivity and just our day-to-day while we are building our product. Okay, I do not have a background in AI prompting, but here's what I got. I want to create an app that will be a collaborative tool for my founder and I to use. I should have the ability to create an account, send her an invite to my project, and link us together. The features this app will need are ability to write notes or use voice notes to record notes into the app throughout the day. On the text or voice entry screen, I should have options to mark the importance, associate a feature, and assign a category. An AI should take these notes and begin to sort them while giving them titles, assigning a category, and associating the user who created the note. Each morning, I would like the AI to create a list of tasks for me to do that day. The AI should be able to spot similar tasks created by either user and aggregate them. I should be able to check off a box when the task is completed. As tasks build up, the AI should analyze and recommend tasks to take care of first to further business goals and keep us on the right track for optimal productivity. Now, there is something I want to add here because I am a technical co-founder and my founder is more on the business and marketing side. So I'm just going to tell it to keep that in mind as well. Okay, so for additional context, I gave it the user should have the option of what their role is, technical, marketing, business. A user can have more than one role. I would like to see the tasks that either myself or my partner entered that are relevant to my role, and I should have the option to put feedback into the task if it doesn't fit with my role or my responsibilities. So that's it. Let's hit the button and let's see what it can create. All right, Base44 is finished processing and let's see what it's given out. So really quickly, I'm just going to walk you through this dashboard and what we're looking at. So over here on your left-hand side, you will see your chat window with the app, and this is where you will go back and forth to figure out what you're going to build. Now, there's two settings here that are very important to note. When you're in this mode, the app will build whenever you put something into it. Now, With AI, if you don't have a lot of experience talking with it, you're not going to talk to it like you're having a conversation with a person. You need to give it clear instructions with each of your prompts. There is this handy feature right here. If you turn it into discuss mode, you can kind of have that back and forth, like what would be better? Should I do this or that? Et cetera, et cetera. And it's not going to cost you credits and it's not going to mess with your app because it's not going to actually build anything off of the discussion. Okay. So right now I'm in workspace. This is where I can see the back end of the app, so to say. You can see your database, your users, the data, your project. This will be related to how I had prompted it to associate with a different project, with different projects for different users, analytics, domains, security, code. This is where you'll be able to see the actual code of what you're building, but because we are focusing on no code, I won't spend a lot of time in here. API, logs. Logs are super helpful for if you're running into issues, settings, logo, app settings. And it created this logo and everything for me. So it is truly like an out of the box experience. Okay. So now toggling over into preview. This is going to give you the actual app. So here you are. Let's take a look. So you'll see there's a few things I'm going to need to prompt it to fix right off the bat. The UI is messed up. This text is overflowing. But otherwise, like, it looks clean and it looks good. It looks like any basic React app. I do like the colors that it shows. All right. So first, before I get into any of the technical details, and here you'll see like the list of all the tasks that it did to create your app. It had some errors, it fixed them automatically. Okay, so I'm going to tell it that the first thing I notice is the UI issues. So now you'll see it taking in my prompt and it's going to plan what to do, edit the files, and regenerate my project. So it's still thinking, it's planned, and now it's going to refresh and update the UI of the app. And one great thing that you'll notice from here, especially if you're new to this, I didn't give it a specific container. I didn't look through the code. I don't know what these containers here or this container here was titled on the back end. So I didn't really have a specific way to tell it what to edit. So you'll see here in the issues, it was editing the daily task card component and quick actions card component. So it looks like quick actions was done well, but daily task card, not so great. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to fix that one more time. All right, so apparently I still was not being specific enough about the cards that I wanted edited. Now, this is where having like a little more experience will come into play. I would have, in a regular workflow, gone into the workspace, looked at the code for the dashboard, and found the actual container ID for the element that I wanted edited. Okay, so now let's just take a little walk through in the preview. So we have our dashboard. Okay, so here's something that you might run into often when you're building your app. You'll see this page had an issues found. What I really love about Base44 is they don't charge you credits when you have build errors like this, which is great. All right, so here's the app. Let's take a tour and see what it's built. So here is the dashboard. We have a notes section. When I come to this task, it gives me a 404. So I'm going to ask it to implement the task page. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and go back home, check out team. It also hasn't implemented it yet, so I will ask it to do that as well. And settings, this is where you are setting your role, notifications preferences, pretty standard. And see, like, that's great because I didn't tell it anything about notifications preferences, but it knows based off of what I'm building, some features that should be included. So that's really, really powerful, especially when you are coming at this fresh. And, a lot of founders don't really think through A to Z of all the features that their app needs to have. So this is one of those reasons why I am really loving Base44. Okay, so it has now finished building the team page. We can take a look at that. No team members yet. Makes sense. I haven't published. Okay, so there's still some UI things that I don't love here, but I'm not going to get hung up on the details right now. I'm just going to go ahead and hit publish, and let's take a look at what it built. So to publish, you just go in the top right, click publish, publish the app, and now it's going to open it into a production window. Here I am prompted to sign in, Google or email password. So I just authenticated myself with Google, and now I am in the app. All right, so let's start adding some notes. I am very tempted to try the voice note feature, but I'm going to go with a text note first. All right, so on production, nothing was happening. So I jumped the gun on pushing it to production, and I'm going to be finding bugs along the way. So let's go back to the notes, add a note. This is our first note. Okay, so when I click note over here, I may see what the error is. Issues found. And then I'm just going to click resolve it with AI. And what I really, really love about that feature is you're not being charged for those credits when there is a build error or some kind of error in the code that it generated, which is awesome. Yeah, that is like one of the main reasons why I absolutely have been loving this tool. So while it's thinking and fixing, I just want to reiterate how much further you can truly get with apps like this when you have that foundational knowledge of how computers work. Just knowing database structure, understanding, basic UI layouts. I come from a Flutter background or Swift UI. And so just kind of understanding these structures. I believe that this app is written in React. You can have it write in different languages. You can prompt it to create your app or your components in different languages. Okay, so that was the error that it found. I am not part of a project yet, so I need to go ahead and create a project. Okay, so I actually don't see a button to create a project. So let's go ahead and ask it to build us that. So I'm just telling it, I don't see a way to create a project. Can you please add a button and all the functionality needed to add a project and assign notes to it? And you should also be able to create a new project from the task creation window. And that last bit I knew because I just have a fairly deep understanding of UX and UI, which are not the same things. All right, so it's refreshed and here's my dashboard page and this is great. It's asking me to create my first project. So let's go ahead and do that. Project name, launch my biz. Okay, so I've created a project and now let's take a test run at that notes feature. New note. This is a new task need to do. All right, so right off the bat, I notice it did not give me the option to add this note to a project. So we'll see what happens when I save. Okay, so it added the note, but I don't see a way to associate it with a project. So we will need to fix that. I'm gonna come back to that later and we're gonna move on to the other features. So now we see in my dashboard, I have a recent and focus area. Okay, cool. Still a few little UI issues, and just keep in mind, so I have the chat window and this, so it's a very narrow viewport we're looking at right now. but you will want to make sure that your app is responsive across all viewport sizes. And we can also see a few other things here, like on my card, it says 0 notes created, although I did just create a note. And I'm going to go ahead and fill out my profile. I'll save those settings. Okay, so we have something that is more or less working. Whether this can be a collaboration tool, I'm unsure, but I'll go ahead and try it out. Okay, so the last feature that we need to test is the ability to invite a member. So I know that this button isn't going to work when I click it. Nothing is happening, no error. So I need to go back to the AI and ask what's going on. Okay, so I added some more context because I was thinking through probably downstream issues. So I notified it of the button not working, and also that if two people are collaborating, they should only be able to see the project for which they are both collaborating on and not all of my tasks. Okay, so those updates have been made. Let's try it out. Okay. Okay, I am going to go ahead and send another email address of mine an invite. So essentially what this was saying was that a user couldn't be added because they didn't already exist within my platform. So the way the AI had written this, someone would have gone and signed up for the platform first. After that, I could assign them to a team. But that's not really the user experience that I want. So I've asked it to instead, when I invite a member, if they aren't existing, they get a link to my platform and a prompt to register. And then after they registered, they are assigned and taken down the flow as they should be. And again, these are things that I just know because I have been working in and around user interfaces for a long time, and I know what expected workflows kind of look like. And see, this is where using other AI tools can also help you. So something that I like to do when I'm a little stuck, if I'm wading into technical waters that I'm not really familiar with and I'm not sure what to do, I will ask ChatGPT. I will dump into it everything that I'm trying to achieve and any known limitations that I have with either Base44 or just things that are happening, what I want it to do. And then I have it compile, give me a clear project outline, give me prompts to put into Base44 so that everything is working the way that I want it to. Because you may have an idea for something, but you don't know how to translate that into specific instructions that an LLM like Base44 can understand. And you can ask ChatGPT these basic questions. What is the ideal user flow for inviting someone to be a member of your project? Like the key here is to not waste your time and your money and your credits, like spinning your wheels and trying to figure this out. It's a streamlined approach using multiple tools to speed up your development timeline. Okay, so basically what it's telling me is one of the app's security features, and by app I mean Base44, is it doesn't allow you to send emails to non-registered users. So there are some limitations of the platform, but that's one that will be fine for this MVP. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and invite the non-existing user. Okay, and you will see that it creates a unique link for me to share. So I'm actually going to go ahead and just send this to my phone and see how this looks on mobile. Okay, I have sent the link to myself via text message. I clicked it. I used Google to authenticate my account with the email address. And here we are. Don't mind my crusty old cracked phone. Yeah, the UI looks great on mobile. Yeah, so this UI looks great on mobile. I can go ahead and add a note. I can see the other note that I added in my other account. This is great. So I created a collaboration tool and it took me about 15-20 minutes. And there you have it, from idea to MVP in 20 minutes. Yes, there's a little bit of learning, there are some bumps, and it's not going to be perfect for a very, very robust, complicated system, but it's still good enough for your MVP. You can put an actual product in someone's hand and say, this is what I'm trying to build. So I absolutely recommend Base44. Go and try it. Again, I am in no way affiliated with them. I found this product on Friday and I have built a few apps with it since, and I've just found it super easy to use. So congrats to the team, and congrats on being bought out by Wix. So I hope you enjoyed this vibe coding session with me, and I hope I can encourage you to go and try to build your MVP using one of these amazing tools that are out there. Check back. I will be doing more no code or low code tool reviews for building your MVP. And as always, hit that button to subscribe and ask me questions. I love helping people get their businesses started, to take that leap, and I would love to hear from you and how I could help. All right, that's all from me today. I will see you guys next week, and happy building, founders.